Ryan Garcia may have a chance to clear his name, and I'm going to tell you guys why. If you guys didn't see, there was a recent USADA video where one of the employees talked about how dietary supplements allegedly has traces of ostarine, and it can be found and test positive for PEDs. And this may be Ryan Garcia's alibi out of it. I'm not saying that, he intentionally took PEDs, but that's the only route he can take in order to avoid a suspension. And I'm saying, even though Ryan Garcia does face a suspension, let's talk worst case scenario. Typically when a fighter cheats or tests positive for PEDs, they have to pay some kind of fine, and they also have to deal with a suspension. Realistically, if Ryan Garcia has to take a 6-month suspension from the sport of boxing, was he really going to fight anyways within the next 6 months? So does that even impact him at that point? I feel like Ryan Garcia, he's just too popular right now. I talked about this on my live stream yesterday, and some of you guys were there, but a lot of the sport of boxing tells me that Ryan Garcia is going to be fine either way, because who's going to stop him? At the end of the day, he makes so much money for the sport of boxing. If you guys think about it, I'm not trying to condone cheating or anything along those lines, but if we're being real about it, justice may not prevail. Ryan Garcia may very well be positive for this test, and at the same time, he's going to fight again. Why is he going to fight again? Because despite cheating, despite PEDs in the sport being illegal and wrong, Ryan Garcia does make a lot of money for the sport of boxing. And for the sport of boxing, money is essentially the end-all be-all. If they can make money off of you, you're going to be active no matter what you've done. And Ryan Garcia just has such a great fan base to the point where it's like everyone's going to defend him. But I do think that him talking about the ashwagandha root being the primary supplement that he's taken, and that it's coming out now that a lot of dietary supplements have traces of ostarine in them, and it's been an issue. It's happened before, not only to Ryan Garcia, but everybody's magnifying it because obviously Ryan Garcia pulled off the biggest upset in the sport of boxing, since maybe Buster Douglas and Mike Tyson. But really, it was a big upset. Even though it wasn't technically a stoppage, Devin Haney really took a crazy and hellacious beating from Ryan Garcia. I really don't know if he's going to be the same fighter afterwards. I always talk about how I was there during fight week. I saw the media workout in person, and the weigh-in, the press conferences, everything. I was there, and just looking at Devin Haney, it just seemed like he was caught in between styles. He didn't know what he was supposed to do. I'm the best boxer in the world. Do I go out and box, or do I go try to take this guy's head off for talking about my religion, all the things that Ryan Garcia did in the lead up? Do I make him pay for that? And Devin Haney did the latter. He wanted to go in there and take Ryan Garcia's head off. He didn't do what he was supposed to do in that ring. And PEDs or not, Devin Haney still had the wrong game plan going into that fight. Standing in the center of the ring like Ryan asked him to do was playing into Ryan Garcia's hand. So I feel like even though the PEDs, I think that if Ryan Garcia did intentionally take these PEDs, he should be suspended, and then that win that he had over Devin Haney should be overruled into a no contest. That should happen. But at the same time, Devin still went in there with the wrong game plan. He wrongly went in the center of the ring and fought Ryan Garcia's fight. He went in there with a puncher and tried to exchange with him. That's a big no-no, especially when you're known for being that boxer, not a big puncher at all. So why would you exchange with the guy and give him a chance? Devin really did bail Ryan Garcia out. I'm talking PEDs, put that scenario by the side. I'm talking about the fight itself. And I understand that PEDs make you stronger and everything along those lines. I'm not talking about that. I think Devin showed that he's a warrior. There's nothing I'm questioning about that. It's the game plan. I understand he made it 12 rounds when realistically that fight should have been stopped. He did take a lot of punishment, but respect to Devin Haney for getting up time and time again, especially if it comes out true that Ryan Garcia was on PEDs. Then even more credit to Devin for continuously getting up from those big shots that he took, because those were clean, flush shots that he took from Ryan Garcia, who hits hard to begin with, and then if you're putting PEDs on top of that, you can't imagine but only try to imagine what Devin Haney felt in that ring. So Devin talked about it. It was a little bit weird to me that he was on ESPN literally the very next day, and then his little brother was talking about, before this even came out, he said that he had a feeling Ryan Garcia would test positive for drugs. So it is weird. We've seen crazy things in the sport of boxing, so As much as I am a conspiracy theorist, the test did come back positive, and Ryan Garcia did test positive for Osterine, and not 1 but 2 PEDs. So it's not a good look for Ryan Garcia, but he does have that way out. His only real reasoning that he could get away with is if he can convince the New York Athletic Commission that he performed with PEDs, but unintentionally, not knowing that he took a supplement that contained traces of Osterine. That's how Ryan Garcia gets out of this mess, because it is a mess. He's going to have a lot of explaining to do, especially when he does have to present before the New York Athletic Commission and tell them what happened, why is this happening. Because if he can't explain that, he's going to have to deal with the suspension. But if he's able to show them and really have concrete evidence that he didn't mean to take these PEDs, and someone has to be the fall guy, no matter if it's a trainer, if it's a strength and conditioning coach, or if it's a nutritionist. He has to prove that this wasn't his intention, that he didn't want to get in there with PEDs. Yeah, it was found in his system. The test came back positive, but at the end of the day, I didn't mean to. It wasn't in my intention to go in there against Devin Haney and do that. And the thing about it is, deep down, I feel like Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia are kind of friends, and Ryan, in my opinion, has a soft spot for Devin. I thought in that fight he could have really ended him if you wanted to. Not to ignore the fact that Ryan Garcia admitted himself that the conditioning, his gas tank, wasn't as good as he had hoped it would be. But even put that aside, I feel like Ryan Garcia definitely could have thrown like 2 big haymakers and really got Devin out of there at multiple points in the fight, but he didn't do that. And part of me thinks that he had a little bit of mercy on him, and he even pointed it at Bill Haney, saying, are you going to let this continue? So that's where I'm a little bit concerned about and confused and skeptical about Ryan Garcia. Would he really want to cheat against a guy that he's known? And whether you guys want to admit it or not, Ryan does have a soft spot for him. At the end of the day, in my opinion, I feel like Ryan took it a little bit easy. Why would you tell your opponent's father to stop the fight? Why wouldn't you just go and do it yourself and try to put him to sleep? I really think that Ryan Garcia, even though the gas tank wasn't the best, I really do think that he could have gotten Devin Haney out of there if he really wanted to. But part of me thinks that he didn't. And PEDs, why didn't he go out and try to really stick it to him? He kind of let him off the hook, did Ryan Garcia. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's going to be interesting to see this story unfold. Obviously, like I said before earlier in the video, they're saying that there are traces of Osterine that could make you test positive for athletes in any sport. So if that's the case, and it's in these dietary supplements, and Ryan Garcia took that, tried to make weight using these supplements, and then in the process had traces of Osterine in his system, then that's unintentional. That's unintentional stuff. So that there is a scenario where Ryan Garcia could potentially get away with it, and I'll be honest, I really hope that that's the truth and that Ryan Garcia isn't a cheater, because I really do think that Ryan Garcia is the face of boxing right now. Like, the reason why boxing's popping right now and it is relevant is because of Ryan Garcia. I'm not saying he's the best fighter in the world. I've never been saying that, but at the end of the day, he's bringing eyeballs to the sport that have never been to the sport before. He's doing things that people can't help but pay attention to the sport of boxing because of Ryan Garcia. So he really is impacting the sport and bringing, definitely a new fan base to the sport of boxing, especially that younger generation. So it is cool to see. I'm in college. I know that all my friends have been asking me about Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney and whether or not I think he's cheating, and I don't know what to tell them, because truthfully, I don't know if it's there's a chance that this is an accident. So everything that Ryan Garcia did in that ring, I don't want to discredit it just yet. I do want to see what Ryan Garcia has as an explanation. He could take whatever supplements he's had and have them all lab tested and find out if there was any content of Osterine in any of these supplements that he's been taking throughout his training camp. So if he can do that, and then a lab comes back and says Osterine was in this supplement and Ryan Garcia didn't know it, because some supplements reportedly carry Osterine but don't put it on the label. So if that's the case, Ryan Garcia may have a chance to clear his name. And for the sport of boxing, I feel like Ryan Garcia is making the sport better. Everyone in the sport of boxing, even though they picked against Ryan in that fight, after the fight, all the experts and analysts said that was a good win for the sport of boxing. That was a good outcome, and that's what I said also, because it showed us that the guy you least expect to pull it off. The guy that doesn't seem concentrated, like he's going through a lot, the heavy underdog, can pull off an upset, and Ryan Garcia did that. So will he be able to clear his name? I hope so, but you know, I also don't condone cheating. If Ryan cheated, he will have to deal with the repercussions. But let me know in the comments what you guys think about the situation. Is Ryan Garcia guilty of taking PEDs intentionally, or you know, is this some sort of freak accident? Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace.
That's going to do it for another NASFIGHT Media video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been your boy, Mandabong, with another video. Hope you guys enjoyed it all. Thank you guys for the constant support. Salute to y'all always. It's been your boy.